Did we just get an upgrade to the Teams or something? My whole thing looks different.
Oh, and it might be because it was on my side, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't either.
All right. Well, it is October the 19th. I cannot believe that. Whew. And the time is 8:30, and this is the Mayor Manager Agenda Setting meeting. And in the room is, Teams room is Linda Olson, Jade Truscott-Reed, Nathaniel Sierra, Shawn Lewis, Stephanie Carlisle, and Tamara Niles.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. We'll start with the October 25th meeting. This is a study session. We've got the September financial report, training for new equipment in the council chambers and community room, estimated assessment penalty for the tax division and licensing division, code next update.
That's November 1st.
Oh, thank you. So it looks like we have times on all of these. Do we know how long the training is supposed to last, Jade?
We're planning for 1 hour, and then we do need discussion time for the estimated assessment penalty.
Oh, thank you. So any ideas on discussion time for this is all the fees that we charge. It's everything from, I think food trucks to, late fees, etc.
So the last time we did this with Maria, we had one huge piece of paper with all of it on it. Is that what we'll get this time, showing like a grid? And it was,
and the net change, right, Shawn?
Right, net change. It was,
yeah, that's
helpful.
Correct. That's the way this is presented. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, do you see any of them being really major changes?
No, I think there are only modest increases, and some things like food trucks were actually decreasing because, we've had so much trouble with people complaining that our food truck licensing is too expensive. So we're actually lowering that fee.
Okay. I don't know, maybe a half hour?
I was thinking 20 minutes. I do recall that community development had some changes based off of budget cycle. Like they talked about it during the budget cycle. So they've kind of made us aware about some. So I'm not sure if there's new that we haven't been made aware of. So I was saying 20, but 30 minutes is fine.
Yep, that sounds good.
So real quick, can I go back to the training? Is this kind of like we're going to be sitting in council chambers and then are we being trained, or are we just like trying to get the equipment right? Like what's the process for that day?
I see Tim is on hold. I don't know if he can come off mute and might have shed some light on that. He might not be able to the way he's calling in this morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like,
go ahead. You are going to be sitting in the council chambers, and the staff that installed that is going to be, taking you through how to use the equipment, etc.
And then we'll use it as a dry run for this meeting. Is that what you're thinking? We'll do the study session in there?
I don't know, Stephanie or Jane, do you know?
No, I believe that the training would be the 25th, and then the first meeting in chambers would be November 1st.
Okay. So we will come, exit the study session room to go into council chambers for the training and then come back out.
So I believe the way that we were anticipating arranging the order of these items was to do the September, the EPA, and then do the training as the last item.
That makes much more sense rather than go back in and come back out.
Great.
Unless we want to dry run the EAP. But
yeah, you mean have dry run in there with it?
With the EAP, like if we kept the same order and then just to make sure that
I would prefer to do the whole thing in there and just say, let's test the whole thing out. And it's just a study session, but we can see how it works by, I don't know, having people push buttons and stuff. And
can we get with IT before we commit to that? We just want to make sure that it's what our consultant expected also.
Okay, that's fine. Otherwise, if we're going to go back and forth, and we can't test out like that third thing, let's just put them all separate rooms for separate things, not go back and forth.
Okay, will do. And then for the November 1st meeting, we've got the Code Next update. And that is the only study session item. And then let's see, let's go ahead and assign the discussion time on that. 15-minute presentation, maybe 30 minutes for discussion.
Yeah, I think that's.
Okay.
Do you think that's enough, Nathaniel? Just
On the Code Next?
yeah.
Yeah, that should be enough.
Update.
We have the hour, so if you wanted to do
Right.
5, yeah. Right.
Well, I don't know what they're going to present us at this point, and if people are going to want to weigh in, and I mean, it could go on for a long time or it could go really short. It depends on how far they are. So a half hour, and then if it goes longer, it's not a big deal, right?
That sounds good. We'll do 30 minutes on that one. And then the consolidated fee schedule will come back to you as a resolution at this meeting. And then a resolution for the All Health Network contract renewal for 2022. And we don't expect any big increases in that. And then the resolution for the opioid settlement, Tamara's been working on.
Yeah, I think it's due, right? It's due November 5th.
Yes.
Yes, they provided it to us on a very short timeline. Everyone was talking about it at Westminster, surprised that we hadn't gotten it yet. So we got it this month, and I think I got it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you did?
Yes. So I did my due diligence, studied it, did my research to make sure I was comfortable with it, which I am. So this resolution approves the settlement and authorizes us to execute the MOU for all local governments, as well as the documents to receive the money from this first settlement. And there will be more. This is just the first one.
Okay, great. I think I heard about it at the Metro Mayor's, the happy hour we had, and people were talking about it, and it must have just come out that day, and it freaked me out that it was so close. And I wonder, and I don't remember, I didn't remember that it was on in the upcoming meeting. So I'm really glad this, yeah, it's one of those things you don't want to miss out on.
Right. And then if we don't approve it, in my PowerPoint, I do list information. If we decide not to pursue it, that means it could affect the entire state of Colorado because 95% of local governments have to approve it. And B, our other option would be to try to seek money on our own. But that really doesn't make sense for us because of the cost and complexity of the litigation.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I have no idea why we did that.
Yeah. All right. So next we have a motion for the EMERF board action authorizing a listing agreement. So this is for a broker to help us market the leases out at EMERF. And we have, and I noticed that's on consent, if that's all right with everybody. It's a pretty straightforward, we're not paying them, they're just gonna take a normal real estate commission.
Okay.
And then we have also on consent a motion to approve contract with AEC West for supplemental plan review. We've done that every year, so we put that on consent if that's okay. And then 2020-2022 strategic plan updates and revisions for Q3. Also on consent. Removal of an Inglewood Housing Authority alternate member. I assume that's for attendance maybe, or sure. Okay. And then we've got consideration of a change order for the EVE RTD elevator modernization 1 through 4. We are being required to by ourselves, as we should be, to, I believe, put a sprinkler system in that elevator now. So it's the cost has gone way up. And then award of a contract for custodial services at city facilities. And
go back to the change order for a minute. Those do tend to get pulled. How much is the change in the price, do you know?
I don't off the top of my head, but I think it's pretty big.
I think we better pull it off.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No worries. And then are you okay with having the, let's see, the other
Sorry.
ones are fine?
I didn't hear that. What was it?
Sorry, the other ones on consent look fine.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm not familiar with what that board and commission one is, so I'm not sure how to weigh in on that one.
Oh, okay, no worries. And then we also have, thank you. The stormwater utility rate increase. This is second reading and that was unanimous. So
Yeah, all of them from last night, except, yeah, from 11A, 1 through 4, can all be on second reading consent, right?
I believe so. All right. So that's the same for sewer rates. Park rules and regulations regarding off-leash privileges. This was, actually, this one was also.
Yeah, unanimous, so you can put that on consent.
And then municipal code regarding authorized public consumption areas.
Yeah, with the election, do we want to put that off until after the election? Given this would be a first reading?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to.
I think so too.
Okay. And then we have November 8th, the only item is the council orientation. So we'll keep that docket clear with the exception of that orientation. And we'll invite both outgoing and incoming council members to attend that, as outgoing is certainly optional.
Hang on with the November 1st, the public consumption. I think you could put that on the first night of the new council, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so that it gets done quicker. Okay, good.
So we'll do that November 15th. Tamara?
Yeah, second one, whatever, December.
Okay. And then the EVE certificates of participation, redemption, and dissolution process will be on for November 15th. Sorry, we didn't let you weigh in on that one, Mayor.
That's a study session. Well,
It is.
you're going to start the study session at 8? We have never done that before.
No, so let's see here. Yeah, because I was just seeing that too, because new council takes their seat that night, but not until 8 p.m. And so is it okay to do the study session ahead of time?
Or we could push that to the next meeting as well, if that's an issue.
I do think that, yeah, I would not start the meeting at 8 with the study session. I think you need to go straight into a business meeting with, so if you want to do it beforehand and everybody's invited to listen in so that everybody's a part of it, you could do that or wait another week.
And I think Krista is setting up for our planning fire prevention and code reception we're doing this morning. But Stephanie or Jay, do you know when the reception will be? What day?
So typically what happens is we call the meeting to order usually at 7 p.m. And then we do kind of procedural of outgoing council members. So a lot of recognition. I mean, we call it to order, we approve the minutes, and then there's a lot of kind of recognition that happens. And then there's a recess where we all recess into a reception. And then right before 8 p.m., then we all go back in and then new council members are sworn in. That's how we've done it in the past.
Yep, that's how I remember. That's why we don't do a study session before.
And I'm sorry, I didn't catch that piece of the study session on that night. So if it's okay to wait, if that's okay with you, Shawn.
Yeah.
We have two of them though.
Oh, we sure do. Yeah, we're gonna have to push those to the next meeting in November.
Okay.
Well, there's not another meeting. Oh, study session. Yes.
Yeah,
correct.
there'll be a study
Okay.
session for next week.
Okay.
I mean, certainly we could put, if they're ready with walk and wheel, we could put that on the night of the Code Next, on November 1st, but either way.
I can check with the community development and see if they'd be open to move it with Code Next. If not, I'll have them move it to the following meeting.
Okay. And then
Sorry
we
about
have,
that.
no worries, thank you. And then also on November 15th, we have the resolution for acceptance of land dedication from Cdot over by CubeSmart here at Hampton and Santa Fe. And then a motion approving an MOU with Cdot for a grant, and that's going to be a motion. Sale of Metro Fire Training Center will be first reading. And then city council liaison assignments to boards and commissions. Oh, am I on? Yeah, still on the 5th. Nope.
Oh, no, you're on this 22nd.
So any questions on those other ones on November 15th?
Nope, it's your meeting then, or somebody's, Nathaniel, so does it look okay to you?
Yeah, looks good.
Oh, that fire training center, I paused to think about, we have to start over and have new direction on that. We might do it.
Well,
Can I say that again, Shawn? Which one?
The sale of fire training, Metro Fire Training Center, we went through lots of discussion on that, and we may have to start over.
well, it is completely ready to go. I'm just waiting to get the signed contract back. So I don't really, because it's an ordinance though, and 2 readings, I don't know that we can move it up, but we could move it up to November 1.
But then the
second reading would be with the new council.
Right.
At least leave it as is, but the presentation may take a little bit longer though, right? Is that what you're saying?
We'll start from scratch on the presentation, and I'll try to talk to the new council members in my one-on-ones as well. So.
Okay.
And then council liaison assignments will be assigned moving on to November 22nd. Study session items. This is next to City Council Policy Manual and discussion, and the October financial report. And then moving to December 6th, we have the Bee City USA proclamation. And we were able to go ahead and do the Butterfly Pavilion, not membership, but certification from Westminster. We're part of that too, per council's direction. We're going to do both of these. And then also on December 6th, we have a resolution establishing the annual salary for city manager, city attorney. And that is just putting Tamara and I at the same rate. And then Joe wanted to be at a separate meeting that I think comes, I can't remember when he would like to do that, but he would like it on a different night. So. Also on December 6th, we have student art contest, top 13 final recognition, and budget supplemental for ARPA. And sorry, we're not finished with December 6th. And finally, a motion to approve transit shuttle service operations with MV Transportation for the Inglewood Trolley. Questions?
Looks good. I wish a few more things in there.
What's that? We should put
agenda
more.
items.
You're mean, Linda.
Oh, it looks good.
December 20th, November monthly financial report. January 10th, boarding commission interviews discussion. January 18th, special events. January 18th, boarding commission appointments. Approval of EDDA budget. And is that timing going to work okay? Tamara, did we decide that in that email chain yesterday? That it's okay to do this after the first of the year?
I don't think we decided. I was waiting for EDDA's council to weigh in.
Mm-hmm.
Going forward, I would prefer that we do it the year before.
Right.
And it is easiest to do it during the city's budget process and just follow the same schedule.
Yeah.
But obviously EDDA hasn't even approved its budget yet, so we couldn't do that this year.
Right. Okay.
We also probably will have action regarding the EDDA IGA because it does expire at the end of the year. And so we have some that may show up on the agenda before the end of the year.
Okay.
Hey,
Great.
Shawn, can we go back to December? Like,
Mhm.
what's the plan for December? Because I see that you have a meeting on the 20th.
And I was gonna step in and say this as well. This is automatic population, because we always have the financial monthly reports for the last meeting, but this can certainly be moved. This was just automatically populated, so.
Just one, because we don't have anything on the, are we able to do that on the 13th? Do we have all the information in order to do that on the 13th, or do we just push it? I'm
I
not
would
sure.
have,
Have a meeting on the
yeah.
20th, especially with it being the week of Christmas.
Yeah, I would have to talk to Director Lowe about it. And I have a suspicion that it'll probably end up getting pushed to maybe the first meeting in January, just to allow for all the information to come in. But I can certainly talk to her about moving it to the study session prior to this as well.
Great. And we'll also need to plug in election of a new mayor. One of these meetings.
Oh,
And
that,
That all fits on the 15th. That's all
Oh.
part of the procedural piece. Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
they will do it that night. And they will also choose their seats depending on their seniority.
Yeah.
And as soon as we have the council seated, well, one of the first things we will need to do is pick a date for the council retreat. We're looking at either January 22nd or the 29th. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it too. All right, moving back down to the January meetings. I think we're below January 10th. So January 18th, going to January 24th, monthly financial report. February 7th, walk and wheel plan public hearing. March 7th, Inglewood Trolley update. Yeah, at some point, a framework agreement with LNR. And then we did have a couple of council requests. Linda, yours and Rita's council request that were related to communications, hardware, and right-of-way, use of right-of-way, federal limitations on communications equipment.
Yeah, I think I was asking if there were any other areas of the city that we need to be watchful of for that, as well as reaching out to our Excel partner, our Excel regional person. Who is it? Is it Henley still?
Yes, it's Tom Henley. But in this case, the communications equipment is owned by CenturyLink, but I think it's worth a conversation with Excel also, so.
Yeah.
And then did anybody else have any council requests?
I don't remember any.
Those two.
Councilmember Russell did request that police report, and I already have it.
Oh, great.
Would we treat that as a council request, or should I just email it directly to the council members?
Yeah, you can do that, or we also have a portal in iCompass that we can upload and then send them a link. Well,
okay.
Courtesy of the mayor.
I don't know if it was considered a council request, but there was the request for finance to review the contract related to veterans serving America and the EAF budget.
Right,
so-
we'll need to send that corrected information.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all we've got. We're going to be honoring our code folks, fire prevention folks, and planners for Community Planning Month, Code Enforcement Month, and Fire Prevention Week this morning.
Great.
All right.
All right. I think this is the end of the mayor manager meeting then. Everybody have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.